Topic: Rethinking Anti-Corruption Strategies, Beyond Criminalization to Behavioral Transformation. Written by Professor Mannix E. Paul, Ph.D., LL.D., Hans. Me Foundation. Monthly Lecture, Series 74, July 2, 2026. The proposal to classify corruption as treason may, at first glance, appear to be a bold and decisive response to a deeply entrenched problem. However, in societies where corruption has become widespread and normalized, such a measure risks being more symbolic than effective. Laws, no matter how severe, derive their strength not merely from their wording, but from the moral environment in which they are applied. In a setting where ethical compromise is pervasive, imposing extreme punitive measures such as treason may lack both legitimacy and practical sustainability. A wise saying cautions that those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. This metaphor aptly captures the dilemma of morally compromised societies that attempt to impose harsh sanctions against corruption. When a significant proportion of the population, across both public and private sectors, participates directly or indirectly in unethical practices, the issue transcends legality and becomes a profound moral crisis. Corruption in such contexts is not an isolated act of deviance, but a systemic social epidemic, self-reinforcing, normalized, and deeply embedded in everyday life. Experience further shows that most countries have established anti-corruption agencies and multiple institutional frameworks to combat corruption. Yet despite these structures, scandals continue to emerge within the very institutions created to fight corruption. From one agency to another, the persistence, and in some cases escalation, of corrupt practices suggests a troubling paradox. The cure often becomes worse than the disease. This continuous eruption of scandals within oversight bodies raises a fundamental question. If the broader population is largely compromised, what is the likelihood that these agencies and their leadership will be composed entirely of individuals of unimpeachable integrity? The answer lies in understanding that the culture of a nation ultimately produces the quality of its citizens and institutions. Anti-corruption agencies do not exist in isolation. They are products of the same social, cultural, and moral environment they are meant to regulate. Where corruption is normalized, institutions inevitably mirror that reality. Thus, enforcement mechanisms alone cannot deliver meaningful reform in the absence of a corresponding transformation in societal values. This widespread moral erosion may also be understood through a behavioral lens. Much like compulsive disorders such as kleptomania, the urge to take what is not needed, corruption often becomes habitual,